Ever crack open a book and it's like, whoa, I fell into another dimension.
I know the feeling.
That's the Thiaoouba Prophecy for you.
Yeah, it's a trip. Alien encounters, crazy tech, a whole new history.
Like, buckle up, your brain's in for a ride. We're talking Michel Demarquet's alleged abduction.
Right from the start. It's levitating spaceships, planets where everything's gone wrong.
Oh, and did I mention the giant ants? Can't forget the giant ants.
But that's what we're here to unpack, right? What's the deal with this book?
Exactly. I mean, you gotta love a good mystery. And the excerpts you shared, too wild to ignore. So, picture this. Michel, just your average Australian beekeeper out in the bush on a camping trip.
Setting the scene, okay.
Suddenly, bam, he's lifted straight up. No spaceship, no beam me up, just floating away.
Gone, just like that.
Like something out of the Twilight Zone. Can you imagine? 1 minute you're pitching a tent, next minute you're defying gravity.
I'd be freaking out, that's for sure. Then again, that's when the Thao shows up. Remember him? This massive alien, like 3 meters tall, calm as you please, wearing this transparent helmet.
Not your typical little green man.
Not even close. But here's the thing about this abduction. They don't just zip off to another galaxy. There's a layover.
A layover?
Yeah.
Where do you even stop on an intergalactic trip?
You're not going to like this. It's this planet, right.
Yeah.
But it's like Earth went through the apocalypse and nobody won. Everything's in ruins.
The planet of sorrows, right. I
Yeah.
remember that part. Gives me chills just thinking about it.
It's a warning, almost. Like, this is what happens if you screw up your planet too badly.
And speaking of screwing things up,
Yeah.
giant ants.
Don't forget, the Thiaoubans, they just vaporize them. Like, it's nothing. Advanced tech, I guess.
Makes you wonder, though, why even intervene?
Yeah.
If they're so advanced, why not just let nature sort itself out?
Good point. Maybe they were having a bad day. Who knows? Actually, that whole spaceship thing gets me. Because it's not your typical saucer, right? It's this huge sphere, 70 meters across. No doors, no windows, just, like, heat haze.
How do you even get in?
Well, Michel describes this intense light, changes colors, bathes him as he's being brought on board.
Trippy. So what was that all about? Some alien disco?
Not quite. Turns out they considered Earth basically crawling with bacteria. They were disinfecting him with light.
Talk about a high-tech hand-washing station.
Okay.
Okay, so germ-free and ready to roll. How does this giant ball even fly?
That's the thing. Michel's looking out, sees Saturn whizzing by.
Wait, Saturn, like our Saturn.
The one and only. They were traveling ridiculously fast. Like, faster than we thought possible.
Bending the rules of physics like it's nothing makes you wonder, what else don't we know about space travel? Or space, for that matter.
That's just the tip of the iceberg. Because next stop, planet Thiaoouba, right?
Where Michel gets a history lesson that would rock our world. And trust me, this is where things get really interesting.
So Michel's about to get schooled in Thiaouban history, and let me tell you, it's nothing like what we learned in school.
Oh, this is the good stuff, right? Lost civilizations? Alien tech? Spill the cosmic tea.
They start with this planet, Baccaratini, 2 advanced races, black and yellow spaceships, atomic energy, the whole shebang.
Living the dream, except
they messed it all up, let their differences tear them apart, got obsessed with wealth and power. Sound familiar?
sadly, yeah, it's like looking in a mirror, but on a planetary scale.
Exactly. It's like, can any civilization handle that much progress without self-destructing? Makes you wonder about our own trajectory, right?
Right. Are we doomed to repeat history? Okay, so Baccaratini goes boom in a nuclear war. Where do humans on Earth even fit into all this?
Well, a handful of Baccaratines survived, escaped the destruction, made their way to Earth, landed in Australia.
Starting over, huh? Always gotta be Australia.
Apparently. They brought their knowledge with them, which is how humanity got its start, but also
those same self-destructive tendencies.
Exactly. Like, you can take the beings off the planet, but you can't take the planet out of the beings or something like that.
So much for a clean slate.
And it wasn't an easy street for them either. Yeah. Huge yellow fever epidemic almost wiped them out again.
Brutal. Survival of the fittest, space edition.
But here's where it gets even wilder. The Thiaoubans suggest these survivors weren't just random refugees. They were chosen.
Chosen? For what, exactly? To inherit the Earth and all its problems.
Think of it like this. Humanity on Earth, not just descendants, but participants in some grand experiment. To learn, evolve spiritually.
Okay, so we're the guinea pigs of the galaxy. I knew it.
Something like that. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The book also says these chosen folks weren't exactly saints. There were conflicts, power struggles.
So basically humans being humans, even back then.
Pretty much. It's a more complicated story than we're used to, right? Resilience, adaptation, but also darkness.
And that darkness seems to pop up a lot in our history, even with those legendary civilizations we only hear whispers about.
Oh, you mean Mu and Atlantis? Yeah, the Thiaoouba Prophecy doesn't shy away from those claims. They were very real.
And those massive statues on Easter Island. Evidence of Mu's advanced technology? Come on, that's got to be a stretch.
It's definitely a bold claim. Makes you wonder, though, if maybe we haven't figured out the whole story of the past.
Right. Like, what if those ancient cultures were even more advanced than we give them credit for? And it's not just the statues. They claim those pyramids. They were used for communication and controlling the weather.
That's some next-level tech. Can you imagine harnessing that kind of power?
The possibilities boggle the mind. But if history's taught us anything, it's that power can be intoxicating.
And dangerous. Because both Mu and Atlantis, same fate as Bakatini's self-destruction.
It's like a broken record, isn't it? Humanity gets a fresh start, builds incredible civilizations, then boom, back to square one. So what's the point of it all?
Well, that's where the Thiaoouba Prophecy throws in its biggest twist. Remember how we talked about interventions? Get ready for this. They suggest Jesus was sent to Earth from Thiaoouba.
Wait, hold on, rewind that. Jesus was an alien.
Not just any alien of Thiaoouba. They saw humanity going down the wrong path again, so they sent him as a kind of, I don't know, cosmic reset button.
A divine intervention. Thiaoouban style. Mind-blowing. And then there's the whole reincarnation thing. Michel actually experiences his own past lives while he's there.
It's a common theme in a lot of spiritual traditions, the idea of a soul's journey through many lifetimes.
Right, like our souls are on this grand cosmic adventure, learning and evolving with each lifetime. Have you ever felt drawn to a certain time period, a certain culture? Like you might have lived there before?
I can see how the idea of past lives would appeal to people. It offers a different perspective on life, death, and the whole shebang.
And the Thiaoouba Prophecy doesn't just mention reincarnation in passing. It dives deep into the aura, too. Like it's not just some mystical energy field, but a reflection of our inner selves.
They even talk about Russians photographing auras back in the day.
Seriously, like with cameras.
That's what they claim. It's called Kirlian photography. Whether or not it actually captures the aura is debatable, but it makes you think about the energy we emit. Right?
Like if our thoughts and emotions can actually impact our auras, imagine what our modern lifestyle is doing to us. All the stress, the negativity.
The constant pursuit of material possessions, the comparison game on social media. The Thiaoouba Prophecy definitely seems to suggest it's not doing our auras any favors, but we're not done yet. There's one more encounter, and trust me, this one's a doozy. Michel meets Arky.
Arky? Who's this? Another member of the Thiaoouban Welcoming Committee?
Let's just say Arky's a little different. Prepare to have your definition of extraterrestrial redefined.
Different how? Like, speaks backwards, eats only moon rocks. Different.
Think more along the lines of not winning any alien beauty pageants. Michel's descriptions of this Arky, yeah, let's just say nightmare fuel.
You're really selling him here. Okay, paint me a picture. What's so terrifying about this Arky?
Well, imagine these incredibly long arms, right? Fingers practically dragging on the ground, green teeth. Michel even calls him monstrous.
Not exactly the kind of alien you'd want to bump into in a dark alley. Or a well-lit spaceship, for that matter. But there's more to him than meets the eye.
Right. That's the thing about Arky. Underneath that, well, unique exterior, he's incredibly wise. And surprisingly gentle.
It's like they always say, never judge a book by its cover.
Mm-hmm.
Or an alien by its green teeth. So, what brings this gentle giant into the picture? Why is he part of Michel's journey?
It's connected to the whole Planet of Sorrows thing we were talking about. You see, Arky's planet, similar story. They've been through it all. Nuclear war, dictatorships, the works.
A cosmic cautionary tale, except they're living it. What happens to a planet after all that? What did they learn?
Well, according to Arky, they eventually found a path to peace. It wasn't easy, obviously. Took a collective effort, a major shift in consciousness, but they managed to overcome those self-destructive patterns.
So there's hope for us Earthlings yet. Maybe we can learn from their mistakes and skip a few steps in the cosmic evolution game.
Maybe, maybe not. Remember that whole reincarnation thing? How souls can only reincarnate on certain levels? Arky explains it's like a universal law. Planets are grouped into categories based on their spiritual development.
Hold on, so you're telling me even if you're a super evolved soul, You can't just jump ahead to a higher level planet.
Nope, there are rules. Gotta earn those cosmic upgrades. Which brings us back to why Michel was chosen in the first place. Remember Thao hinting at a specific reason?
Oh yeah, the big reveal. Don't leave me hanging. Why Michel?
It turns out he's not just some random Australian beekeeper. He's what the Thiaoubans call a suku, a soul that's lived 81 lives across different planets.
81 lifetimes. That's a lot of baggage. What does that even mean to be a suku?
Think about the wisdom, the experience. He's like a cosmic sage, ready to share his insights with humanity.
So he's not just on a sightseeing tour of the galaxy, he's on a mission.
Exactly. And to prepare him, they give him this temporary ability to see into his past lives. Talk about immersive learning. Gives him a whole new understanding of existence, the importance of spiritual growth.
Wow. It makes you think about your own life, your own purpose. What if we're all here for a reason, even if we don't remember our past lives? But like all good space adventures, Michel's time on Thiaoouba had to end.
Right, no staying on as a permanent guest, unfortunately. Their parting is sad, but hopeful. Thao leaves him with these words: "True knowledge is more valuable than any fleeting ability." And that's what Michel brings back to Earth. Not superpowers, but wisdom.
A powerful message. So the Thiaoouba Prophecy. It's a wild ride, to say the least. Alien encounters, lost civilizations, reincarnation. It makes you question everything. It makes you want to learn more, explore these big questions about humanity and the universe.
It's a story that stays with you long after you finish listening. And who knows, maybe it holds some truths that resonate with us on a deeper level. Maybe there's more to our history, to our place in the cosmos than we ever imagined.
Maybe that's the point of stories like this, to open our minds to possibilities, to remind us that reality itself can be stranger than fiction. And that the universe, my friends, is full of wonders, just waiting to be discovered. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you in the next one.